President Donald Trump will announce a trade deal with the UK this morning. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Thursday, May 8th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. This deal with the UK is the first of many the administration hopes to sign with dozens of trading partners in the wake of Trump's tariff blitz. The president teased the announcement in a post on Truth Social last night. He wrote there would be a deal with a, quote, big and highly respected country, in all caps. Details of the deal were not immediately available this morning. But experts have been skeptical that any agreements reached in such a short amount of time will significantly alter trading arrangements. Free trade agreements can be thousands of pages long and are usually the product of months or even years of painstaking negotiations. Nevertheless, the deal is a win for British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. British leaders have long sought to strengthen economic ties to the U.S. to make up for the trade losses of Britain's 2020 departure from the European Union. A judge warned President Trump against carrying out deportations to Libya. That's number 2. It was a stern order from a federal judge in Boston yesterday. It followed reports indicating the U.S. planned to send a planeload of immigrants from Vietnam, Laos, and the Philippines to Libya. The warning stated that the administration cannot deport immigrants without due process to the troubled African country or to Saudi Arabia or any other country where they are not citizens. The judge said such a move would violate standing court orders intended to shield people from being expelled to countries where they could be harmed or killed. Lawyers representing immigrants with final deportation orders had asked the judge for the emergency order yesterday. Any attempts to send U.S. deportees to Libya would mark a significant expansion of the Trump administration's already aggressive deportation program. Number 3. Cardinals will try again to select a new pope. That was the sound of disappointed crowds in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City yesterday. Black smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. That was the sign that there had been an inconclusive first vote to pick a new pope. It wasn't a surprise. It would have been unlikely that the 133 voting cardinals would have reached a 2/3 majority on the first try. So they'll give it another go today, in 4 more rounds of voting. The odds are better that they'll succeed. The last 2 popes were chosen on day 2 of the conclave. While you wait for them to make up their minds, we have many excellent conclave offerings in our newsletter today. You can read a short history of weird papal conclaves from open bribery to riots. You can also learn about all the people placing a holy wager on the conclave's outcome. And you can follow live updates from the Vatican. Find it all at the link in our show notes. Number 4.
The verdicts read as follows. Count 1. Second-degree murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty.
3 former Memphis police officers were found not guilty in the killing of Tyre Nichols. Nichols died in January 2023. He was taken off life support 3 days after police pulled him from his car and beat him. The 29-year-old had suffered irreversible brain damage. Body camera audio captured in the aftermath showed officers laughing with one another as they recounted the beating. All of the former officers involved in the beating are Black, as was Nichols. Yesterday, a state jury found the former officers not guilty of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and kidnapping. Memphis District Attorney Steve Mulroy spoke about the Nichols family's reaction to the verdict.
We spoke to them briefly. Obviously, they were devastated. I think you could imagine that they would be devastated. I think they were outraged, and I think we can understand why they'd be outraged by this result, given the evidence. They quite understandably decided that they needed to go home and process all this, and we're going to give them that respect and respect their privacy.
The officers still face possible prison time. They were found guilty of less serious federal charges last year. Number 5. New York police arrested pro-Palestinian protesters at Columbia University. Last night, demonstrators took over part of a central library on Columbia's campus. Columbia's student paper reported that dozens were arrested. The university's acting president called the protest outrageous. Columbia has been under pressure from the Trump administration for its handling of demonstrations against Israel's actions in Gaza. This spring, several international Columbia students with lawful permanent resident status have been sought or detained for deportation in connection with the protests. The university has also had hundreds of millions of dollars of federal funding canceled this year, and it agreed to a series of demands from the Trump administration. Land under the country's largest cities is sinking. That's number 6. Researchers mapped out how land is moving vertically across the 28 most populous U.S. cities. They found that all the cities were compressing like a deflated air mattress. 25 of them are dropping across 2/3 of their land. The phenomenon is threatening buildings, roads, and rail lines. There's no single reason for the sinking, which happens when the underlying support structure of land weakens. But the pumping of groundwater for drinking and agriculture is the biggest cause. About 10% of the U.S. population lives in subsiding areas. That's about 34 million people. To find out if you're one of them, read the full story in our newsletter today. Number 7 offers a cautionary tale if you ever find yourself in London. A tourist was charged $1,200 for 2 packs of candy, leading to a dramatic police raid. London's Oxford Street is a famous shopping avenue. It has big brands and luxury department stores, but it also has a lot of strange storefronts selling American candy. An unsuspecting tourist wandered into one last month and bought 2 packs of American candy. The charge was equivalent to about $1,200, so the tourist reported it to the police. When officers arrived at the store, 2 sales assistants ran away, disappearing via a hidden panel in the basement wall. That led officers to discover a secret room stocked with the suspected illegal goods and an escape door leading to the street. The raid uncovered more than $100,000 worth of suspected fake and unsafe goods. The tourist got a refund, but let this be a lesson to you about buying American candy in the home of superior British sweets. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find the Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. Then stay tuned for more subscriber-only audio benefits, like exclusive and early access episodes. If you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.
My name is Jacob Bogage, and I'm the congressional economic correspondent at The Washington Post. I cover anything with a dollar sign in front of it in Congress. That means taxes, benefit programs like Social Security and Medicare, trade. The Washington Post is personal to me. I grew up in this area. I grew up fighting with my brother for the sports page. So to be able to work at this institution, when I can see outcomes of my reporting on really important issues about the health of our democracy, the health of the most vulnerable people in this country, I've seen policies change specifically because of work that I have done with so many of my talented colleagues in this newsroom. I tell people they should subscribe to The Washington Post because We covered the most powerful city in the world from the most powerful city in the world. This is what we live every day. Subscribers support this work. Learn more at WashingtonPost.com/subscribe. I'm Jacob Bogage, and I'm one of the people behind the Post.